we all decided.
All right.
That's true. We took a vote.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. Welcome to Previously On, a Damage Control podcasting production. My name is Daniel, the director for the episode. I have earned this right for my incredibly successful movie pitch. So Previously On, we were challenged to find an inanimate horror object. Horror. And my movie about the possessed cock sleeve that went on a murderous rampage beat
Beat
Tyler's Nazi radio.
Beat off Tyler.
Yep, beat off Tyler's Nazi radio.
This is like the third reference to a Nazi we've had today.
I know, right?
It's not stopping there.
Yeah, and beat Cody's movie about the lost treasure that someone stole and hid into the woods for many, many years. So our topic for today is we're going to be adding franchises, movies to franchises. So as P.T. Barnum has been famously noted to say, leave them wanting more, and now we will be providing the more.
We fill them up.
That's right. So I will be judge, jury, and executioner for today's episode.
Oh, God.
And then the winner of this episode will go on to pick our next movie topic. So, without further ado, let's introduce our writers.
Oh, yeah, okay. Sorry.
Yeah. I am Daniel Newkirk, the judge, and I am here with...
Adam.
Cody.
Tyler.
Fantastic. Okay, so I think
like
we have a
Daniel's
brief...
the only one that says his full name.
Wait, I was going to do my full name until Adam just said Adam. And I'm like,
Let's-
fine, I'll do that.
Let's start over and say our first, middle, and last name.
Yeah.
Daniel, you go
You
first.
go first.
All right, so I think we have a brief word from our sponsors.
Oh, yeah.
All right, you initially...
B-L-A-N-C-A. Cresta. Blanca. Cresta Blanca.
You know how much money they paid us for that?
Nothing.
Exactly. We had to pay them money. Please, you guys have been defunct for 80 years now.
Okay, what was that? I couldn't understand it.
Cresta Blanco.
Blanco.
I don't know. I have no idea.
You
I think it's toothpaste.
Cody, you're the one that signs us up for these sponsorships. You
Yeah.
should be paying more attention.
You're in charge of this.
By the way, this P.O. box that these bills are being sent to, I don't think that should exist.
Well, they all say Dan Control, so I think it's okay. I don't think it's for us. Yeah, and if you don't get that joke, make sure you check out our old episodes in the archive on YouTube, SoundCloud, and Apple Podcast. Actually, I don't think the old episodes are on Apple Podcasts. I think they're just on YouTube and SoundCloud.
No,
They are.
The old ones?
Yeah.
Like the old ones?
Yeah,
where we made
yeah.
the Dan Control
The
jokes?
Ridge.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know they were on Apple Podcasts. That's cool.
Huh.
All right. So, our intrepid writers here are going to be adding movies to an existing franchise. Now, how we defined a franchise was something that had more than one piece of media to it. So, a duo of movies was considered a franchise. If it was a movie and a television show, the franchise.
Wait, is that right? Duo movies?
Yeah, duo of movies, 2 movies.
Huh. I don't know.
Duo of movies?
Yeah,
Like 4 movies. It's not really called a quadrilogy. It's called a
franchise.
Tesseract or something.
A Tesseract.
Something like that.
Huh.
Seriously, look it up.
I don't want to.
Okay.
Now I'm gonna look it up.
Okay. Cody, you're going first.
All right.
I like how he does the fighting words. Like,
Yeah.
right.
We've beaten the humanity out of Cody. He's just like, whatever.
A
Oh.
trilogy.
There we go. Tesseract, right.
Well, yeah, because tetra means 4.
Right.
Like trilogy and trill means 3.
Well, what does quad mean?
Quad would be 5.
Nah. You're right.
Isn't quad 4?
No, you're right. His quad is 4. It'd be quint.
Yeah.
Quintology.
Quint, the dude from Jaws?
Yes.
Oh my God, Cody, please go so Adam will shut up.
It's named that way because there are 5 Jaws movies.
Bingo. That ain't right.
I like how Adam's go-to is confirm, then verify.
All right. We open up in the English countryside. Kid.
What season is it?
It's going to be the first season because it's a movie.
Like British English?
British English.
Or English.
British England countryside.
United Kingdom or
Yes,
England.
United Kingdom.
So it could be Ireland then, or Scotland.
The Isle of Man?
Yeah, let's do Ireland.
Yes.
That's Scottish.
Oh, fuck. What are these
No.
I don't remember which one that is.
So we open in Ireland. This kid's looking out this window in a car, boxes packed on either side of the car, as this kid just staring out the window. He's got a baseball.
What kind of car is it?
It's kind of like a British station wagon.
Volvo.
Okay. No,
Yeah,
that's on
specifically
a lady.
a British station
That's
wagon.
like,
That's on a lady, Adam.
yeah, it's below the clit.
Oh.
Is that,
That,
so
that doesn't exist.
I've never found it.
Oh, I fucking hate them either.
yeah, so it's in Ireland. We're in Ireland. This kid is driving along in the backseat of the car. There's boxes.
How are you driving for the back seat?
It's a
Really long arm.
it's a clit car in Ireland.
Oh.
His mom's in the front seat with his grandmother in a passenger seat
Gotcha.
driving, and it's like
We can't even get back to that happening scene.
Wait, so what's the location?
we're in Ireland.
Okay.
We're in Ireland. We're driving to an Irish
Yes.
mansion on the road. This kid's in the back seat. He's got a New York Yankees baseball cap on. And he's got a baseball glove, and a glove just sort of doing that thing, you know, in the old movies where a kid would just throw it in a glove when they're not out playing baseball and whatnot.
Right.
So they're driving through the Irish countryside to an old manor. His mom's got sort of an Irish accent. So she's from the area. Mm-hmm. And so, like, you're going to love it. You're going to love it, John, and all that stuff.
How's that again?
You're going to love it, John.
All right, just double checking.
I-
Okay.
I grew up here in my
What?
wee childhood.
That's actually not terrible. It is much better than I was expecting.
Would you like me haggis?
That's Scottish again.
God damn it.
Yeah, so his mother and his grandmother from his mother's side are driving through, and I know your father is not with us right now, but
Oh, so
don't.
you lose the accent?
Okay, no.
If I do the entire
Nope.
Tipton accent, we'll be here forever.
Okay.
Fine.
Oi.
All right.
Oi.
That's Jewish.
Oh.
He's living with his mother currently because his father's on a business trip back to America. Because he's going to be gone for a while. Things maybe not be so well for right now. There's tension between the mother and the father. And so while they're not separated, they're taking a break.
Okay.
The husband and wife are taking a break.
Husband and wife are taking a break.
Where's the husband at?
The husband's in America right now.
Is he American?
He is American.
Okay.
Like American?
American.
Like from Boston? Like Bill Burr?
Is he gonna pack
Along
his tie?
the East Coast and whatnot. So he's driving. They get to this old Scottish sort of
Wait, why are they...
Ireland sort of manor house. Been in his mother's side of the family for generations.
The kind where like the roof's made of grass and the sides got.
Yeah,
all that.
but it on a bigger scale, not necessarily like this, like more of a manor house.
Oh, okay.
So, I like how...
No.
I like how Adam's like, oh, so it looks like this. And Cody's like, yeah, but no.
All right.
Cody's the nicest, fuck you, you're wrong.
You're
ever.
right.
Sorry.
So they're moving to this old house and getting his stuff moved in and whatnot. And, like, you'll make friends with the local children and whatnot. And his grandmother is telling him, like, old legends of leprechauns and stuff. And how family used to be friends with one until he lost a bauble back in the day.
A bauble?
A bauble.
Okay.
A trinket of sorts.
Okay, well, I was making sure you weren't doing like an Irish accent trying to say bottle.
And so, like, house hasn't been lived in a while, but it's still been taken care of. So, moves in, everything. It goes the next couple weeks. Little hijinks happen around the house. It seems like his shoes are missing, or there's, like, filled with mud or something. Something keeps fucking with him. And it's not his family. And he's going to the local Irish school. He's not getting along with everybody. Nobody here plays baseball. So he has nothing in common with the local kids. He's an outsider.
You should try golf.
Play bloody cricket.
And that's it. All the kids around here are all big golf
serious?
heads, and he doesn't understand the sport. Like, he keeps trying to hit the ball, but how do you do it with just a fucking stick? And it's not doing well.
He's got a wobbly.
Yeah. So going on and on, little stuff keeps happening. Like his shit keeps going missing. It's not where he left it, and it almost seems like he's not alone here in this house. And ends up one day, the grandmother has a accident, and mom's got to take him to the hospital. The mom's got to take the grandmother to the hospital. And then she says, "All right, John." I wasn't trying to. It just happened.
Sorry.
But she's got nobody to watch the kid. And it looks like they're going to be in the hospital for a few days and whatnot. So she says, all right, John Calvin McAllister, you're going to be home alone for a few days. So be careful, keep the house to yourself. And so mom takes the grandmother to the hospital. And come to find out, the thing that's been fucking with him all this time is a leprechaun. So the leprechaun, now that there's no grown-ups around and knows the kids, nobody's going to ever believe a kid, he starts fucking with more. And so, like classic McAllister fashion, we have some Home Alone antics. Ending with a series of traps and tributes, straight up trapping where he ends up trapping the leprechaun in an iron kettle that has been in the house for a while by... with a little bauble or a snack, so he ends up trapping the leprechaun underneath an iron kettle. And he's like, "Oh, I can't wait!" And then the parents finally get home, and he lifts up the kettle, and there's a hole in the ground because the leprechaun just dug through the floor. And he's like, "I swear, like, you're tearing up the house, John. Like, I know you're not liking it here." And then it goes back and forth, where he's keeps trying to prove to his family that the leprechaun's real, but they think he's just lashing out because he misses America.
So is this a prequel?
No, this is a sequel. This is the kid from Home Alone's son.
Oh, okay. All right.
Oh, it's Macaulay Culkin's son.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So the dad, Macaulay, dated an Irish person, not a Russian person, or Ukrainian. What was Mila Kunis?
Ukrainian.
Ukrainian.
Yeah, but I think he's married to Brenda Song.
Yeah, from
She's
Cody.
she's your favorite.
Oh, she's Asian?
Yeah. See, you knew exactly what I was going to say, you racist bastard.
So we come to find out I'm sorry. I really liked the initial idea of this, but I didn't put much thought into it.
I hadn't noticed.
But I really liked the idea. Just like sort of a max up of a Home Alone, just add in some fantasy mythology into there.
You see, I thought you were doing like a Leprechaun Home Alone crossover.
No.
Like the horror movie Leprechaun.
No, I don't like horror.
So it's more...
Well, no, but you like Leprechauns.
I like leprechauns.
So
but I
more-
want it to be fun leprechauns, not kill you leprechauns.
Oh, so it's more like the tricksters.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then it's then the leprechaun and the kid kind of bond over, because leprechaun's the last of his family in the area, so he's alone as well. So they sort of bond over the fact that they miss family that they know that is no longer there, and so they make up the pet feud between the McAllister, his mother's side of the family, and the leprechaun. And
Wouldn't it have to be his father's side of the family?
If they're McAllisters, but
Yeah.
not necessarily.
yeah, like McAllisters have ancient roots to Ireland.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
And
Well, if
that's
he's
the
from
reason why the
Boston.
McAllisters were so lucky, because the thing that got stolen was from his father's side, not this family. That's how he got away with all the shit as a kid, because the McAllisters just have unnatural good luck. His father's in the stock market now.
Well, he's got karma built up from being left alone
Yeah.
twice. Was he in the third one? No.
No,
No.
it's a different kid in the third one.
Scarlett Johansson was in the third one.
Donald
Really?
Trump? No, he's second one.
He was in the second one.
Second one.
You know the Canada version has edited Donald Trump out of the movie?
Really?
I
Yeah.
believe that.
Yeah.
I won't watch it again.
Ding dong, the plaza.
I might watch the edited version.
Who we got playing the kid?
It's a kid, so I don't want to use a traditional child actor, so open casting.
Okay. Who we playing the mom?
Scarlett Johansson.
No. We can't-
ScarJo.
No, like I love the red hair.
No, who's the Irish the actor? She was in Game of Thrones. She has like a really thick. No, she wouldn't.
Rose Leslie.
No. Her name starts with an S. It's got a whole bunch of vowels in it, but it's spelled. It's.
I really like the girl that was Nothing Jon Snow.
Saoirse Ronan.
Yeah.
But she wasn't in Game of Thrones.
Oh, what was she in?
She was in Little Women.
But she was Irish. No,
she
in my
was
luck,
in
she's probably fucking
the
Scottish.
I'm literally thinking the girl you're thinking of is from Scotland.
She was in The Lovely Bones. She was in.
Is anything from Ireland? Where's Guinness? Guinness
is from
Ireland.
Ireland, yes.
Finally, fucking got one.
Yeah, from the Dublin River.
What else was she in?
Tell me she's not from Scotland. Is there really a difference?
Yes.
A couple 100 miles.
Yeah, there's a few differences. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Do you know what the animal of Scotland
Unicorn.
is? Yes. Do you know why it's a unicorn?
I don't know.
Because the animal of England is a lion, and so the people of Scotland thought, "What the fuck can beat a lion? A unicorn."
Is she from Scotland?
I'm still looking up the actress.
Oh, sorry.
She's not in Game of Thrones.
Yeah, I'm looking up the Game of Thrones cast.
Rose Leslie was in Game of Thrones.
No, I was thinking of the Sorazi.
Saoirse Ronan.
That's the one I was thinking of.
What's her name?
SAOIRE
or something. She what movies was she in?
The Lovely Bones.
The Mark Wahlberg movie?
Yeah. What is it? What's she from?
Saoirse Ronan?
Yeah.
I have no idea how that
Saoirse?
pronounce it. Yeah,
Saoirse?
yeah, she's Irish.
Got one.
Oh, look at
Got
that.
one. What about that? What do you think of that?
I don't know who that is, so yeah, yes.
Kelly's like, fuck it.
No, I literally have no clue who you're talking about.
Are
You're
you-
saying the name I have no clue to.
Is Macaulay Culkin going to do a cameo?
Yeah, he's going to appear in the last few episodes. We're going to see on his ring is passed down on his father's side is a ring made out of a gold coin.
Man, you are...
Saoirse Ronan.
Saoirse.
Man, you are
Saoirse Ronan.
adding deep mythological lore to the Home Alone
When
series.
does he become Jigsaw?
Never. That thing I don't care about. Like that's a fun little Easter egg thing. This is the actual canon that I am making.
Okay.
He turns into a successful businessman from his stolen Irish luck.
Stolen Irish luck?
His stolen Irish luck.
Gotcha. Okay.
What's
And then he returns the ring, which was a coin, to the leprechaun, and the luck increases tenfold.
What if he's got a big old beard and he has to shave it?
Who?
Macaulay Culkin.
No, he's actually looking pretty dapper now. Look him up.
No, in the movie.
Pretty dapper.
Oh, he doesn't.
Pretty dapper.
He's a Wall Street businessman. He doesn't have a big bushy beard.
Is he rich or is he Richie rich?
He's rich, not Richie Rich.
Hilarious.
Thank you.
What's the title?
I was gonna have Home Alone, but in what's those bracket? Not parentheses, but
Parentheses.
yeah. I thought these were parentheses.
Hypotheticals?
Those are quotes.
Okay, so in parentheses, I was gonna have Home Alone, and in parentheses, like in a little category,
Really Home Alone.
having not Home Alone, because the leprechaun's in the house.
Oh, why if you do Home Alone and then do the little arrow, the little upside down V, not
carrot?
like don't roll your eyes, you fucking academics.
For those who missed it, Adam put those in air parentheses.
Oh fuck, I did that wrong too. Cody, me and you were banding together. They may be scholars, but we're gentlemen.
Yeah, so on the title screen, it would be the not Home Alone, the classic font from the Home Alone series, but the not part would be in green.
Okay.
And then on the DVD menu, it comes up the classic Home Alone DVD menu, and then you hear a rattling of a spray can, and then the leprechaun goes. snot.
and just a little.
Yeah.
Okay, but if it's a leprechaun, how is a leprechaun going to hold a giant spray can?
It's a little bitty one.
2 hands.
Oh.
How do you have kids? How do the kids do half the shit they did to mess up your house if they're small?
Look, they're Jews, not leprechauns.
What the fuck, man?
They're Jewish. How is that prejudice? I'm just saying what they are.
Yeah, but the way you said it.
But there's also the difference in size between a child and a leprechaun.
Yeah, no, I'm not. Okay, my leprechaun's not going to be the size of a mouse. It's going to be the size of a toddler.
Oh.
Can we get Peter Dinklage to play the leprechaun?
As far as I know, he's said, I'm never fucking doing any of those roles.
Oh, really?
He's adamantly
he's offended by that, the kind of roles where you cast a short person for a short person role.
Get Gerard Butler to do it. He's done it.
So yeah, there's controversy because when they were doing the new Snow White, he got upset about there was a casting call for whatever the correct term is, dwarves.
I think short person is the current politically correct term.
And he came out all pissed off, but other short people who aren't as famous as him were like, "Motherfucker, this is the only time we get paid.
Yeah, they were.
Stop. That's great, but this is the only roles we get. We're not you." Mm-hmm. So I don't know. That's why I was like, wow.
Yeah.
So I think they went CGI for the.
They changed. Yeah, they've changed 3 different times as to.
I don't know how I feel about that. Because, you have, all this big move in Hollywood for representation and casting, right? So it's okay, so this person is canonically African-American, so have an African actor. This person is Hindu, so have an Indian actor. This person is Japanese, so have a Japanese actor. Very, very, hey, if this is your role, then you should be being cast in that. And when people branch out, when Tilda Swinton played the Ancient One, people are big in outrage. And then you have, these roles that legitimately, for representation of these actors, so the dwarf from Snow White, a leprechaun, and you don't want them represented then, in that case? You don't want the representative actors? They're even go so far as being oh, well, if this character is gay, you should cast a gay actor for representation. I guess I don't understand, and maybe because I have had representation my entire life, I don't understand why that would be. He would be up in arms about that, about casting short people for a role that would be representative of short people in fantasy or mythology.
I think the guy's point was we're not you. Good on you.
Yeah.
You're making, but it's also we're not you.
Right.
This is the only roles we can get.
Well,
no way Peter Dinklage would have been. If Peter Dinklage was not who he was, there's no way they would have cast a short person for Peter Gyrick in Days of Future Past.
But the interview that I saw, the actor that wanted it to be, he was he's you get mad if you cast a normal size or at whatever the term is, as a leprechaun or whatever, but then you get mad if you cast us. He's there's no way for anyone to win. Which one do you want it to be?
I think it would have been on, because I don't think the 7 dwarves, I don't think they're portrayed in a bad way. I think they're just dwarves, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're fantasy creatures,
Yeah.
And
they're not they're not the butt of any jokes.
Well, Dopey is, but that's just.
But he's a butt of the dwarves' jokes. He's not the butt of society's
it's
jokes.
not. I don't think it's insulting.
That's like when you guys make fun of me.
Yeah, well, that's because you're fucking stupid.
You're Doc.
Why is
Why
he
am I
Doc?
Doc?
He's White Earp. You're Sensei Malik. I couldn't think of another guy from Tombstone.
Oh, they're gonna say he's Sinbad.
I couldn't think of another guy from. Wait, who's another one from Tombstone? Doc Holliday, White Earp.
Man, the route this conversation is.
Yeah, so I think I won because I promoted a lot of good conversation.
I think I've won.
Yeah, well, we'll see.
Okay.
All right. So that's Cody's pitch for Not Home Alone, for the Home Alone franchise.
I really like the name.
Mm-hmm. Adam, Tyler?
You want to go?
No, go ahead.
Okay. You want my real one or my fake one?
I want your real one.
Okay. Yeah, you will. Okay. So this one.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna have the. I don't know if they even do this. Do they make movies where it has the classic opening credits, or does it usually just go straight into a movie now?
They do it sometimes.
It depends.
Okay, so
They can go either way. You know who broke that?
Who?
George Lucas and Star Wars.
Oh, okay. I want to have the classic opening credits. So, it's kind of like following the camera through a scene, and there's no music. It's just like the ticking of a clock. Like that's what's keeping time, and so like it keeps like adding like different clock faces until like eventually like it's all just ticks like repeatedly over and over again, and then it freezes, and that's when you'll have your
This is Back to the Future.
Your credits.
You're doing another Back to the Future.
So then it stops on like a big red countdown clock. So then you have a guy running in with a lab coat, and
Marty, we still got time, Marty.
a guy's running in with a lab coat, and you've got our main character, and he's looking out an observation window, and the guy's like, Professor, and the guy like doesn't turn around, and so then he's like, Doc, and so then yeah, fuck you, Adam.
I never guess them. I get one
dick.
right.
So then Doc turns around and he's like, "Do you think everything's gonna work out fine?" And he's like, "If my calculations are correct,
if my calculations are correct,
you're gonna see some serious shit."
you're gonna see some serious shit.
And then
Have you ever had a dream?
what the fuck?
So we're casting the Joker as Doc Brown. It sounds like.
I guess. So then, right at that point,
Why so serious, Marty?
in the distance,
Your kids, Marty. We gotta talk about your kids. I'm sorry. I'll stop.
Yeah, you can't take it. You can give it, but you can't take it.
well, yeah, I don't want to take it. I want to give it.
Oh, okay.
So,
Yeah. Tyler's a top.
Oh, yeah.
damn right, I do all the work. So then,
Are you okay? Did you clunk
No,
yourself
I'm
in the
trying
mouth?
to make myself where I don't interrupt you again.
Cody.
okay.
Cody, are you okay, Cody?
So then, off in the distance, you see a giant mushroom cloud, and then it zooms in on the badge and it says, "Dr. Emmett Brown, Los Alamos." So, we're gonna use to help tell the story. Every time you hear like ticking clock, the story will rewind to a point in the past.
Did you just watch Oppenheimer when you came up with this idea?
I've not seen Oppenheimer.
Watch Oppenheimer.
Oh, am I stealing from Oppenheimer?
No, some of the sound design.
Oh, so you start hearing the ticking clock. So like the scene transfers from Doc staring out the window at the mushroom cloud to him as a little kid reading Jules Verne. Then the ticking clock goes again, and then it speeds back up to present day, and he's in like this the Los Alamos, where he's talking about how the atomic bomb, and he's like, I thought I worked on this project, it was just supposed to be a use of threat. It's not supposed to be a weapon. It's supposed to be we can do this if we really wanted to. And then you've got your typical bad. What are you doing?
Don't worry about it.
Cody's singing something.
You've got your
The
typical
glory of love. Wait, power of love?
You've got your stereotypical military guys that are like, I'm in the military. Yeah, where they're like, power is everything. Your movie military guys that they only think about one thing.
Hey, Doc Brown.
Yeah. And so, they're like, this is a weapon.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
This is what you were paid to do. We tell you what you want, you make it happen type of thing. And he's like, that's not the point of science. We're supposed to fix this and blah, blah, blah. So then it's not like the whole point of the movie is supposed to become like this Doc Brown spy thriller. Like the whole point is you find out that so in the actual Back to the Future storyline, his last name wasn't Brown, it was like Von Braun's, and you find out he's related to Werner von Braun, who's a real scientist,
right,
who made the V2 rocket.
Came over in Operation Paperclip.
Yeah, for the Nazis. So
that's our fifth reference.
Yeah. So you find out that he gets kicked out of Los Alamos because he's like, I'm not doing this. I helped create this because I thought we were using it as a scare tactic, and then we were going to use nuclear power to fix our problems. And so then he gets booted back to Hill Valley, and that's when he finds out that his relative, cousin, or whatever character we want to make him, has come over on Operation Paperclip. And like there's this, I want this like intense scene where you've got Von Braun. He's like, hey, your government forgave me. They want my help. The things that we can achieve. And it's just Doc Brown's like, you did horrible, unspeakable things. We don't need your help. You killed millions of people. And then I want Von Braun to have something where he's like, your country's done it too. Like, we did it recently. You guys have
piece.
Cody, massacred millions. He's like,
doing a think piece.
What difference?
I like think pieces. You're the one who don't like them.
What difference does it make, if I did it in the last 10 years and you guys did it in the last 200? And so it kind of morphs in, and this is the original timeline. So this isn't, Marty hasn't gone back to 1955 yet. So no Marty. So then it kind of becomes this, I want Doc to try and do like this. I haven't figured out how to make it work. This kind of like Doc versus the government, because the government's trying to push him out because he's going against what they're saying. He's speaking out against all these things. Saying that they shouldn't have all these Nazi scientists that they brought over. They don't need their help. They should be tried for their crimes. We can, you don't need, there shouldn't be an arms race or a space race, calling for unity. And you find out that the U.S. government is like trying to discredit him. And that's how, like, in the 80s, like when the original present timeline, that's why everyone thinks he's crazy. Because the government's like discredited him, like they were the ones that destroyed his mansion and framed it as like a crazy scientist, burnt down his lab, and that's like how you find out. That's how he is able to get a hold of like the Libyans and like the original Back to the Future 1, is because he can't trust anyone else, so he has to go through all these.
He's got to go through backwater channels.
Yeah, so it's like he's not actually as crazy as he seems, or maybe
the government does something to him.
Yeah, like eventually it's like he's starting to think, all right, well maybe I am that crazy because it's just me by myself type of thing, where they've taken this guy that wanted to make the world a better place, and they're like, hey, what you want doesn't fit in with this this global race that we're doing. We have this enemy, and if like you're not with us, then you're against us type of thing.
So what if we do where like the government does something to his brain, and there's like this really intense like Joker scene. So like they did something to his brain, like went in and like did something to. And he's there's a scene in the movie where he's really intense. He's looking in the mirror, kind of like the Joker, and he's like, "Is it me or lobotomy?"
No.
I do like an idea of like
nothing. That was pretty clever wordplay.
Yeah, but you're trying too hard. You're trying too hard.
Yeah, what I think something that should happen is like Doc Brown's out at like a cafe or something. And he's having a coffee, he's having a drink, and like he, I don't know, goes to grab the newspaper or like spills a little bit, so he has to go get a napkin, and leaves his drink unattended for just a split second, and you see like one of the like government agents like slip something into his drink. So then later that evening, like he's kind of woozy and kind of weak on his feet, and like he gets up on the the chair to do something and then falls and hits his head on the bathtub.
Oh,
and
when
he gets the idea for the
when
flux
he's
capacitor
hanging the
that way.
clock, which I always wondered why he was trying to hang a clock in the bathroom.
Don't you want a clock when you shit?
No, I just want something to.
Are you ever on
read.
your phone when you shit?
No.
You liar.
I'm on the toilet when I shit. No, like, yeah, stuff like that. And, like, I kind of wanted to make the audience wonder if he is going crazy. Like, where you have, like, you know, so like, you have, like, the diner scene. So you've got Doc sitting here and you got the window behind him. And, like, in the back, you've got, like, the two stereotypical, like, G-men in suits. And then, like, a bus passes by and they're gone. And so you're kind of like, all right, is that... I mean, clearly Doc's not looking out the window, so is that for us, the audience? Like, is that actually there? Like, that type of thing. So, like, you're... Because, I mean, it's clearly a very different movie than the original trilogy. And I kind of saw it as it's like, when I think of the distinct differences, like, it's like watching it's like watching Return of the Jedi and then watching The Phantom Menace. Like to me, they're two very different movies.
That's true.
That,
they are.
I mean, you wouldn't. I mean, besides, you know, the Jedi and, you know, things like you couldn't see how they were related necessarily.
No, I agree with that.
So, like, that was the whole point, is that you kind of figure out, like, you're trying. It's a mind game for the character as well as the audience, where they're trying to be like, okay, is this really, you know, maybe he is crazy, or are we crazy? Like, which storyline are we trying to follow, type of thing here.
I get real Beautiful Mind vibes from it.
Yeah. But
what's the title?
I couldn't think of a title. I couldn't think of a good title. But like
Before Back to the Future.
But like I said, I wanted to use the ticking clock, and that was kind of like how we do like the backstory. So like when he like, let's say Von Braun is his cousin. So like as he like walks into his office, Von Braun is sitting there, and you know, he's like, you know, they think you're so intelligent you don't even know how to spell your family name right, because it changed it to Brown. And so then you've got the ticking clock, and it's him talking to his dad, and he's like, oh, we've got a letter here from our cousin, and his dad rips it up, and he's like, you know, we don't, you know, we're not a part of anything like that, you know, they've turned their back on society, like blah 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 blah. And then it clicks back, and then that's how you've, so rather than having, I guess it's still an exposition dump, but I guess it's, you know, an exposition dump more than just, oh, hey, what's my cousin doing sitting in my chair? You know, you have
My second favorite chair.
All right, I got the name. Just Back Before. But instead of spelling before right, you have the number 4 spelled out. Back Before, since it would be the 4th movie in the franchise.
So we're doing a fan four stick.
Yeah.
Here's the first problem. We'll have to kill Robert Zemeckis, because Zemeckis has said in several interviews there will never be another Back to the Future as long as I'm breathing.
That's fine.
Done.
Oh, okay. All right. Nah, we're good then. Let's
Done.
do
All
it.
right.
The whole
Done.
point of the show is not to make actual real movies. It's to propose fake movies we'd like to see.
Oh.
Like,
All right.
what are you getting?
But like I don't want a love interest. I don't want like a side story. Like I want that to be the main.
Well, because
focus.
we already have that, because all this comes before.
You can have a love interest before.
Yeah, but you don't have to rely on that stuff. You've already told that story in your first 3 movies, right? So
You only had a love interest in the last one.
right, and that one was good enough that we're not going to tarnish it at all.
You only had a Doc Brown love interest in the first one, or the third one.
Yeah.
Well, Marty had a love interest throughout all the movies.
Exactly, that's the point I'm making.
Okay.
Tyler said you only had one in the third movie. I said you only had a Doc Brown one in the third movie.
All right.
Well, that's what I meant, assuming because we were
Yeah.
talking about that main character.
Right. So, who are we casting as a young Christopher Lloyd?
The one that I saw is he played the Riddler in Gotham.
Oh, okay.
That's who I thought of.
Well, I'm only picturing the Penguin. Who did do the Riddler in Gotham?
And then it's he played I think he played Chevy Chase in the Saturday Night movie.
Is that any good?
I haven't watched it.
Oh.
I kind of wanted to see it. Who else? What else was he in? Just because I think he can like walk the line between sanity and insanity, where you're kind of like, maybe this is, him just like slowly losing his mind.
Plus,
and
he's kind of tall and lanky, right?
yeah, and that's how he becomes the actual like Christopher Lloyd, Doc Brown, crazy hair type of thing. Like that's what you see him as.
Corey Michael Smith.
What does he look like? There he is.
So can we see him getting Einstein the dog
Yeah.
as a way of like, okay, I can't tell if what I'm seeing is real or not, so the dog would be able to tell the difference.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if the dog reacts to it, he's like, okay, so clearly this person's here. I'm not
Yeah.
just having an hallucination.
Unless the entire time the dog, Marty's like, what are you talking about, dog? There's no dog.
That's why
There's never been a dog. You just sent a time machine empty through time.
But like that's like how you can do the whole, because I mean in 1985, I mean he's got his garage. Clearly that's not big enough to build a time machine. So you could be like, all right, well I spent all my family fortune. I had to do it off the grid where the U.S. government can't find it. You could, not like these are plot holes that anyone really thinks about except for me.
It could be the same barn from A Million Ways to Die in the West.
Oh, yeah.
It was a century-old barn that, like, oh yeah, that old Jenkins barn's been there forever.
That's canon, isn't it?
So
I kind of want to do like how in the first movie it's like Two Pines Mall,
Twin Pines Mall,
right? And then like when he comes back after he accidentally kills one of the pines, it's like Lone Pine Mall.
Yeah, something like that.
I kind of want it to be like I don't know, Dozen Pine Mall, and we find out that he's destroyed like 8 or 9 of these pines,
like Pine Acre, like
Yeah,
it's a
Pine-
big
yeah,
old,
Pine
big
Acres,
old,
he's-
big old like farm field, and he can like wipe them all out.
Yeah,
I mean,
every time he goes back in time, another pine or two gets destroyed. He's like,
Yeah,
damn it!
Yeah, the first time it was Pine Acre, but he had a catastrophic failure, took out like half the fucking floor.
Right? Yeah.
I mean, you can definitely like lead into like the first movie. Like you can do the scene of him like buying the DeLorean, or like have him like trying to figure out like what if you say aluminum siding, I'm going to punch you in the face.
Oh no!
What?
I know you're not going for a joke. I know that you're doing serious stuff with this movie. I really want a montage of him trying different things, getting this time machine up to 88 miles an hour. Like, I really want him to, like, I don't know, like, craft this thing and then shoot it out of a gun, and then it, like, hits 88 miles an hour and then, like, does not transport what he's planning on transporting. Like, he thought, like, oh, I'll just shoot this thing, hit and it'll transport the thing I hit,
Yeah.
and not work. Like, shoot it through the catapult thing is going to create like a bubble, and it doesn't work. I really want a montage of him going, well, fuck.
As long as in the montage we include him like staring at a refrigerator and then being like, no.
Classic.
Because like I want them all to clearly fail, so that to me it makes the scene in the original movie with Marty, like where it actually works,
right,
mean a lot more, because he's like, fuck, like there's the theory, I guess, that people are saying that, when he's revving up the car and Marty tries to move and like he grabs Marty, it's Doc's like, fuck it, I don't know if this is gonna work, but if I'm going out, I'm taking this kid with me, type of thing. Like and so like I never thought about it until I read that a couple times. I'm like, holy shit, like that makes sense. Like he says that none of his inventions work, and he's just like, fuck it, we're going together, buddy. But like that's
You don't got anything to live for, kid.
Marty, get over here, Marty.
But like I said, I kind of wanted to, be like, all right, we can be like, all right, clearly he has a
How
lab.
did him and Marty meet?
In the comics, or the other one, like Marty was dared to like break into his lab, and like he got past all of Doc's security defenses and all that stuff.
Gotcha.
But like that can be like
You're a resourceful kid, Marty, and you tried to steal from me. Yes, stick around.
Jesus. It's like listening to Adam's
Need-
Sean Connery.
I need to hide my porn,
Yes.
Marty.
So that's my movie.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, mine sucks. I can come up with it. So,
All right, so we're ready to... All right, go ahead, Adam.
So, a lot of people are hating Star Wars right now.
Mm-hmm.
Are you trying to do a Star Wars?
Yeah, I'm gonna try.
Trying to do the Star Wars.
I'm gonna try and do Star Wars.
Okay, let's see what you got.
So, a lot of people are hating it. Some are good, some are bad, whatever. But it seems like, for the most part, a lot of the hate is coming from the it's 789, right?
Mm-hmm. Sequel.
See, the sequels, right? So they're talking about, I forget who was hired, Dennis Villeneuve or someone was just hired to make the Rey sequels. So I was like, okay, all right. So I took everything that I didn't dislike, that I didn't really care for the last ones, and I came up with a sequel plus a way to reboot the franchise, which would be weird because Star Wars is one of those things you wouldn't think would be rebooted. So this is set. This is following the Skywalker saga or whatever it's called, but it's Rey, but it's into the future. So in a lot of Star Wars lore, which I think is legend, I don't think any of it's canon anymore. But there's a lot of like extermination events. So and it's always you hear about some galactic empire, and then it's good at first, and then it's corrupted, and it fucks everything up. The Jedis are huge in numbers, and they all get vanquished. And there's the Jedis are fighting Jedis.
So it's like an eternal cycle.
Yeah. So we're approaching another extermination event, and this is in the future. So Rey's like, I like old people fighting type movies. So Rey is
69.
168.
No. Well, I don't know. Do the humans age the same?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's just say, because I still want the actress. I guess we could use the stunt double. So let's just say like 70, somewhere in there, 69, 70.
Okay.
And so the First Order, they came and went. Palpatine's gone. Palpatine's gone for good.
But somehow he returned.
No. Palpatine's gone for good. And so the galaxy was left in like sort of a disarray as always, and all these factions are trying to pick up. Some of them are good, trying to do good. Some of them are bad, obviously. Some of them are pirates, whatever. So to kind of to kind of narrow in the scope, there's some sort of event that's like wiped out some like Thanos style event where there's always a super weapon, right? So this time it was some
half of what? You just said half.
The universe,
okay.
The Star Wars universe.
So like planets or people?
Both.
Okay.
Just, yeah.
So just got planets one thing on this side of the line, on this side of the line, nothing.
Okay, so our opening scroll is somehow half the universe disappeared.
And then half the scroll is gone.
Well, it's more like I was picturing more of like in the if you're looking at a picture of the Star Wars, there's some sort of the outer ring, right? So you got the outer unexplored regions, and then like the outer ring of like Tatooine and all of them.
Outer rim,
whatever.
No, you got to say outer rim, or you're gonna piss people off. I'm trying to help you.
Then that's good. That means people are listening. They're all wiped out from some biological warfare. They tried biological warfare. Coruscant's gone. Coruscant has a history of.
Well, Coruscant is gone.
Is it gone?
Yeah, like it got blown up in the last trilogy.
Coruscant?
I
Yeah.
don't think so.
No, not
Like
Coruscant.
that's the Senate planet, right?
No.
Well, yeah, Coruscant's the whole city planet in the center. It's like the main.
Yeah, it got blown up, I believe.
In which movie?
I think it was one of the ones with the super weapons.
No, Star.
Like, I
you
think
talking
it
about the
was
one
like
Star
last
Killer
one.
blew up?
Yeah, I
No,
think it was
Star
Coruscant.
Killer didn't blow Coruscant up.
Yeah, I don't think it's Coruscant.
Oh,
But anyway, so the core planets are gone, and it's just a jumbled fucking mess. And
No, it doesn't, Cody.
okay. What did they blow up then? Because they blew up a planet.
Hosnian Prime, Hosnian Ratio, Cardota, and Cortilius.
Okay.
And then Starkiller Base is the planet Ilum, so that gets destroyed too.
okay, so anyway, The Jedis are gone. The Sith are gone. There's no religious order anymore. So literally,
Okay, maybe they tried to blow up Coruscant and they stopped it.
Maybe. And there's no more Jedi Order anymore. I mean, there may be a few scattered Jedis here and there, but for the most part, Rey's the last Jedi. And
That sounds like a good name of a good movie.
And this is in a world where this is in a Star Wars universe where everything's fucked, right? So your stormtrooper outfits are always nice and shiny. You got all these new ships, but because of this last war, whatever the First Order war was, everything is beyond fucked. So everyone is literally just like Jimmy rigging everything. So in my head, I'm picturing like the TIE fighter balls.
So everything is rebellion.
No, there is no rebellion. It's just
No, but style-wise,
yes and no. So you got like the TIE fighter ball cockpits, and I'm picturing in my head that people are like taking AT-AT's legs and they're like mounting them on that. So like everything's Jimmy rigged. So there's like giant.
Gotcha.
It's like an homage to those giant eyeball creatures from the 1950s sci-fi. Mm. So anyway, the movie's called Mutt. I thought that'd be cool. It's called Mutt. So there's this baby.
Star Wars, Mutt.
Yeah. So there's this baby. I don't care if it's a male or female. Not important to the story. Hang on, my phone's ringing.
I don't know. I can't hear it.
And so anyway, it's that's going to distract me now. So anyway, there's this baby.
You need to take it.
There's this baby. What?
Do you need to take it?
I mean, I can real quick.
Go in.
Let me stop.
No.
Definitely don't do that.
I'll tell him my random one that I was trying to work in, but I couldn't get to work.
All right, I'll be right back.
So the
Sorry,
other.
we're having technical issues.
Yeah. Real quick before you go to that, so apparently they were going to destroy Coruscant with Starkiller Base.
Okay.
But they changed the script, and because George Lucas didn't want it to be around anymore, they didn't want to destroy that.
All right, because maybe it's because visually I saw a city planet get destroyed, and maybe they had the visuals for it, and it was supposed to, and then they changed it last minute where it was just another city planet, I guess.
Yeah, you saw the Hossen sector system get destroyed in Planet 7.
Okay, so this was my idea that I was trying to make it work.
Okay.
But I didn't think it followed your rules, so I scrapped it.
Okay.
So the movie starts off, and it's got like I want an old school like the phosphorus green computer screen, and it's like it says like Operation T-800,
so Terminator,
and then it kind of like in like the Terminator style, but still in like that phosphorus green. It shows like different clips of it, and then it's like Operation Failed, and then it's like Operation T blah blah blah, Operation Dark Fate failed. Like it's the reason I didn't think it worked, one, because it's kind of like a clip show, and then it goes to formulating different operations, and then it does Operation Sunny, and it's like a clip show of iRobot, and like it does like all these robot rebellion movies. And then it cuts back to that screen, like it does like The Matrix and anything I can think of, basically. And then you find out that the computer screen, the main character, is the Joshua, the Whopper from War Games. And that's this side program that it's running when it's doing the tic-tac-toe, the thermonuclear warfare. It's him running that scenario, and then the whole thing is him figuring out, like, okay, even if we succeed, humanity's still going to find a way to come back. So like it starts off as Terminator, and then like it links every possible AI uprising movie I could think of, and then jumps back to War Games.
And then it does like 1 second of Megan, like, that was like a poor attempt.
You all right?
Yeah, sorry, I just apparently bumped the microphone a few times. I actually really like that idea.
Well, leave that in the running too.
Oh God, I'm fucked.
No, like you got to choose one. Like
it's the time Back to the Future one was an official submission, but
but I was just saying, like I that's what I was thinking of. Like I
hit Siri on it.
I was trying to figure out the whole Terminator thing, and I wanted to do like I was trying to come up with a original storyline, and I was like, God damn, they made so many of them.
Okay.
Anyway,
All right. So where were we at on the Star Wars movie?
okay, so
There's some kid.
so I'm
Mud.
setting the picture, right? So like, if you're looking down at the map, if you're looking at one of those books that shows stuff, like the outer,
I can get you a book that shows stuff. If
Thank
you
you.
need a book that shows stuff.
the unexplored regions and the outer rim, it's all wiped out. It's fucked.
So
There's no more hyperlanes. The hyperlanes.
Was
are
there a
fucked.
job on the outer rim? Was the rim job done?
The rim job did not get done. Close.
Damn, I hate it when the rim job doesn't get finished.
The hyperlanes have been destroyed. They're collapsed.
See, this is why you need a professional. A professional doesn't leave a rim job incomplete. I mean, sure, it's going to cost you a little bit more money.
I haven't got to what Ray's been doing.
Man, you always want the outer rim licked, but it just.
Anyway, the core planets, they're fucked. There's space trash everywhere. There's TIE fighters, X-Wings just floating around fucking...
And you know what? That's another one of the things that pisses me off, is that when I get a rim job and there's shit laying around all over the place afterwards...
What? God damn it, guys.
Anyway.
Hey.
I mean, if you're going to do
don't
an
bring
outer...
God into this.
Yeah, if you're going to do an outer rim job, clean up your mess
There
afterwards.
is no God involved in rim jobs.
Sorry. Force be with us.
Anyway.
There is a lot of force in a good rim job.
That's right.
There's this baby is born.
You just can't get a good rim job done unless you have the right amount of force you can devote to it.
You don't want to push too hard, though. Well, it depends on what your partner's into. Anyways, there's a baby born.
You know, if you had an outer rim ship that was towing something, you'd have an outer rim tongue job. 'Cause you... Sorry, I was channeling my inner Adam for that joke.
You're stretching that one pretty far.
You were stretching for the outer rim?
There's a baby
You
born.
gotta stretch for the outer rim.
I
Or
know.
else if you don't stretch for your outer rim job, then
Cody, is this yours?
you're just you're just gonna be like,
Stop
It's
touching me.
just not going to be fun.
it's not like you're gonna pull a muscle.
Mm-hmm.
You get hurt. You gotta
Are
be
you telling a
real
story?
limber for an outer rim job.
Anyways, so all these spaceships are like Jimmy rig. Like there's there's X-wing fighters with the
Y-wings?
with the TIE fighter solar panels on them. You got the TIE fighter cabs with the chicken walker legs hooked up. It's just
Uglies, yeah.
everything like the stormtroopers.
It's not clean Star Wars. It's
not even used future. They're putting everything together. There's people wearing stormtrooper outfits who aren't stormtroopers, but they may have a black helmet and they'll have the white armor, but they'll have like the white chest piece. And there's people taking like speed bike those bikes from Endor. They're putting like fucking cabs over them and driving them and flying them in low orbit.
So speed bike rickshaws.
Sure. Like everything's fucked. So, and everyone knows, but no one wants. Everyone knows that there's another rim job joke. Go ahead.
Yeah, sorry. It's like it's just if you don't do the rim job right, then everything gets fucked afterwards.
This is your fault.
Well, how is this my fault?
You demanded outer rim jokes.
So did you specifically was saying, you did not have the foresight for this?
What?
No. I'm not getting blamed for this.
No, he's
not a pervert.
circumcised.
Pervert.
You know what a good name for an uncircumcised penis is?
What?
Bishop and a turtleneck.
That's dumb.
Kind of like that.
Anyway, there's a baby born, and it's
Baby Bjorn?
Baby born.
Oh yeah, it's not very fun, is it?
I never said it.
Uh-huh.
And its name's Mutt. Its name's Mutt.
Is it played by Shia LaBeouf?
No.
Oh.
Actual cannibal Shia LaBeouf?
Yeah.
And like people are using lightsabers willy nilly, like whether you're because the Jedi's gone, Sith are gone, so you got just like random people fucking carrying lightsabers.
No, I actually appreciate that for what I would seem to be a very versatile fucking tool, and not just used as a weapon, just a way to cut material like that. The idea that the Jedi's would be the only ones in the world to have those fucking things is mind-boggling to me.
Okay.
There's always got to be some small contingent paramilitary force. It's led by one of the clones of Snoke, but it's one of the ones that got all fucked up. So he's got like 3 heads, like an eyeball here, an eyeball here, and an eyeball here, and like 3 mouths. It's like one of the ones that got fucked up.
That's gonna make an outer rim job real hard.
I know.
Having 3 heads.
He's got like 3 noses.
Mm.
Anyway,
I thought we wasn't talking about Wolverine anymore.
I was picturing more of like what was the dude in Transformers the movie, the animated one where it's like head would spin on.
Oh, Quintesson.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, and he's like guilty. Anyway.
Quintesson. Yep.
So anyway, so they led by Snoke, and like his army is like just a makeshift fucking stormtrooper outfit. Everything's fucked, and they're chasing this kid. And one of our rebellion is trying to find Rey, the only actual known Jedi left. And then they're approached. So they're on this planet. It's all desolate, kind of like the Pitch Black planet, maybe. And they're approached by this old like crone-looking woman. Just she's got 1 arm. She's all hunched over, and
She's using a very small cane.
sure, no, not tiny, just hunched over, and
Yeah, you don't want to bring a small cane to an outer rim job.
and it's Rey, and they come towards Rey, and Rey's just like completely had it. Like I'm fucking done with the Jedi, and the rebellion people are like, this kid's important. And she's like, no more fucking prophecies, no more Skywalker, no more of this. Just leave me alone. Kind of like Luke in Last Jedi.
So
I'm trying to have my cake and eat it too, with like have the new sequel and all the shit that no one likes, but still kind of reboots. So anyway, at that time, and she's kind of Yodaing it, like playing it up a little bit.
So she's gonna have a backpack scene.
Yeah. And at this time, the Snoke-led contingency comes on this planet, and they have a fight, and the small rebellion grabs the kid, grabs him up, and they go run away, and the fucking old crone just stands there. But at this time, they all start approaching. At this time, fucking Rey stands straight up, and like
Has her stands up. Her back cracks 13 times from her spine realigning to perfectly straight.
Well, no, I think she was more of like it was a con. Like she was just she pulls a robe off, and like she's got that classic cool scar down the eye, maybe missing an eye. She's missing an arm. Her one arm's
in place of an eye, a kyber crystal.
No, I'm getting there. Like her arm's all burnt, because one of the problems was like Rey didn't earn anything. Like Luke got his ass handed to him a few times before he became the greatest Jedi, and I've got no problem with Rey being a badass Jedi. That she didn't really earn anything. So this is like
it's the fact that she's a woman that you have a problem with.
Yes, that's true. And this like shows like the battle scars. Like she's missing an arm because she went out, and half of her one side's all burnt up. She's got the eye missing. Anyway, so she has become the Master Jedi because of her past wars. So she stands there. She stands up, takes off her robe. She's standing all of her glory, whatever. And
she's naked.
Yeah,
okay.
And she's not naked. And she demands like, "Hey, get off my fucking planet. Go do your." And Snoke's doing like all his Palpatine shit, and she does like the classic Iron Man and Infinity War. He's like, "This planet is closed. Shut the fuck up." Like stops and like, "Go. I'm tired of it. I don't want to do this shit no more. No more Palpatine. Fuck off." And they still don't get it. And she comes, and because it's such a fucked up planet, resources are gone. She fucking ignites her lightsaber, and of course she can't maintain it because she ain't got no more kyber crystals. So when it ignites, it explodes out into like almost like a scimitar, because she needs to have maintenance on it, but she doesn't. She can't get a new kyber crystal. She can't work on it anymore because she's got no more fun. So when she ignites it, it's like almost like a fucking scimitar, and she just cuts into him and everything. So anyway, the whole
So the beam of light curves.
Are you arguing about a lightsaber, about the physics of a lightsaber?
A little bit.
We're just trying to understand.
Yeah, that's all.
And I mean, they've done things with lightsabers before that have been kind of hinky with science.
It does not so much it curves, it's just more like that. Like it when it flares out, it just kind of.
Can it make like a bug zapper type sound anytime she hits somebody?
If you want to. And like the stormtrooper, I forgot to mention, like laser guns or whatever it is they got aren't
blasters.
They're more of like the Sug Thors. They're more like everything's going back. So it's kind of
like they're actually using gunpowder and shit.
No, it's just before blasters there in the Star Wars I think it's Legends. They had slug throwers.
Yeah.
Mandalorian Ripper.
So everything. So it's kind of like an homage to like the dark ages of Earth. Everything's going back, and she wails through them, and of course, old Three Head he scoots out to reconfigure with his licking his wounds or whatever. And the whole idea is that like the baby is a genuine Force baby. Half of it is the dark side, half of it's the light side. It's pure midi-chlorian.
Pure gray.
Pure midi-chlorians. And half of it's light, half of it's dark. It has no mom and dad. It's literally a baby from the Force. And the idea is like Rey is told like this: you have to kill this baby to reset, to start over, or if baby stays alive, it's that Sophie's Choice type thing. And then by the end of that movie, that's when they can restart the universe, and everyone can fucking be happy because we will start at episode 1 with a whole new storyline.
So she kills the kid?
I don't know. That's why I don't know. I wasn't sure.
I don't think Disney's gonna go for that.
But maybe
We're trying to make movies that we would want to be seen, right? Isn't that what?
No,
Someone said that earlier in the podcast.
no, that would be like.
Yeah.
My thing is like
What if you make it so that Rey comes to the decision? Okay, I have to do this. Like it's the whole the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few.
Wrong franchise, but yes, okay.
Well, yeah, I know that. I understand it's the wrong franchise. I was just going with the saying. I knew that going into it.
Yeah.
I should get nerd points for knowing the phrase.
That's fair.
But then you give the kid the kid has the hero moment where he sacrifices himself, and that's what restarts, because you've got your extinction event. So you're, instead of the kid sacrifices himself and then it doesn't become an extinction event, it becomes like I guess like the universe doesn't just end, it is reborn, I guess. So then you
checking our phones.
You have your cake and eat it too, I guess.
Yeah, I'm trying to take everything. So the idea is like she's agreeing with Luke. Like when she went to that planet, Luke was like, "The Jedi are fucking stupid. Don't you see that we weren't right?" And then she was trying to tell him, "No, you're just jaded and old. This is what needs to happen." But now she sees. So after Palpatine is extinguished again, maybe the Jedi's reinstate themselves, and they are the cause, and Rey didn't see it till too late, and she's like, enough of this shit. There's no more prophecies, no more Skywalkers. We all just need to fucking just live. Stop. Why are we guiding this religion by prophecies that were written by ancients who took it from ancients who probably took it from ancients? So it's like she's like, this is enough. We got to stop it.
Yeah, we all know that Jedi Larry couldn't fucking figure anything out. Yet he's like, "Hey man, listen here."
Yeah, always talking about the last Outer Rim job he had, and
and maybe like that episode of Justice League where the girl in the Royal Flush Gang had to be killed, and Batman goes. Maybe Rey takes the kid to one of these floating super weapons that are just floating around, and was like, "Hey, come on, let's go sit here." And she sits with. So it's more of, instead of just like decapitating a fucking kid. It's not a kid. It's just
I get what you're saying.
It's a manifestation.
It's what we see. It's not really a kid. But she holds the little kid's hand and walks in. She drops her fucking scimitar lightsaber, and and like just starts telling a story about some of these crazy battles. Like the kid's like, "Tell me a story," and she starts telling all these battles about what, like, "Hey, I used to have my left arm, but I lost it when this or that." And
Chewbacca just tore it off for no reason.
Yeah.
Let me tell you about the last time I was in the Outer Rim.
Yeah. And then like the
rim job was so hard that I couldn't get my hand out of it. Yeah.
And then the super weapon explodes, and then that resets the timeline to what that way they can do whatever story that makes people happy now. It won't make people happy because
Oh no,
but
no one hates on their franchise as hard as Star Wars fans. Hate on their own
no one
franchise.
hates Star Wars more than Star Wars fans.
That's exactly right.
I think it's because everybody thinks they can be a writer for it. Like you talk about it a lot. People like fans shouldn't write for their own fandom, but people like it's one of the older fandoms out there. I believe. Like there's older
70s.
fandoms, but it's one of the ones where you've had hardcore religious fans of it that have idolized it for so long that you have almost a cult-like following to a degree. Mm-hmm. So I think that has something to do with it. If it was something like something that came out last week, and you're like, "Oh, I think you should do this," you might get like, "Oh, you're yada yada yada," but you get probably more ideas like, "Oh, that'd be kind of cool to see," instead of no, because this, and this sort of atmosphere. I feel.
I guess yeah. Okay. Okay. So do you have a title for episode 10?
I wanted to call it Mutt.
Mutt. Okay.
Well, you're talking about putting the kid down, right?
You're not doing another
Yeah,
trilogy.
so
it's
you
just
could do
episode 10. You don't have to. I was just asking.
Episode 10, Old Yeller.
Mutt. Star Wars: The Mutt.
Again, you don't have to do a trilogy.
No, I'm trying to think. How could you get that into a trilogy?
Well, I think you'd have to follow like the Star Wars formula, where you have like
a Death Star,
new character, and like drama, and then you have to reintroduce Snoke in the first movie. The second movie's got to be a whole bunch of like rising action, and Snoke has to be winning. And then the third one can be the final confrontation that you described.
We'll have to save up money, so like when everyone hates the second one,
Yeah,
so
right.
we still got money to make the third.
I think it'd be fine to do a single one because then you wouldn't end it with a trilogy. You just end it with the final.
Yeah.
And I don't know if we should have a 7-year-old actress or get Daisy Ridley in, because give her like she's even gone on interviews saying like, yeah, I don't think people want me to come back, but I'm willing to. She goes, I mean, I think the only one that said fuck Star Wars was John Boyega. I think he pretty much said like, fuck you guys, I'm never.
Like, after the hate those actors got for those movies, I don't blame them.
Yeah, I mean, they got death threats and like racism out the ass. Like the one Asian actress got so much hate,
Mostly from Adam.
Yeah, because Asians aren't allowed to be in Star Wars or some shit. I don't remember what the hate was about, but
I think
like it was
the guy
she
who played
was getting
Poe, I
blamed
think
for
he
bad
did.
writing, right?
Oscar Isaac.
yes,
I think
yeah.
he was like, yeah, it was to him. I think it was just a paycheck. I don't think he cared either way.
Oscar Isaac.
I think so.
He was the scoundrel.
He was
Poe
yeah.
Dameron.
He was the Han
That
Solo.
was Oscar Isaac.
Yeah.
Huh, okay.
Now I do know when he did Moon Knight, he was like, "I'm just doing this. I ain't doing 7 fucking movies. I'm doing the show, and that's it." That was like in the contract because he made like a big deal because everyone's like, "Oh, how many?" He's like, "I'm doing this show, and then I'm out."
And then we can renegotiate later.
Yeah.
Right. You better sign on for Midnight Suns. That's all I gotta say. Because I want my Midnight Suns.
And then Andy Serkis is coming back to do old
Outer Rim three-head.
3-head, yeah, old Tri-Face. Because there was have you guys have seen the last movie, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Was Exegol destroyed? I don't remember.
I don't think so.
Destroyed, no. It still
So
existed.
some of the clones were still around, probably.
Yeah.
And so he's got like fucked up ones.
Well, Snoke was a
Oh,
fucked up one.
Right?
Right?
Right. But I mean, like a legitimate, like before, like maybe.
So more like he's probably like the Snoke we saw was like step 3, but the Snoke you're talking about was like step 2, and sort of like the alien test tube
Yeah, like the
of like alien resurrection of like trying to separate them, sort of
yeah, like the
going down the line.
Powerpuff-
So we had
Powerpuff's
Snoke
dad
4, but this
stirred it
Snoke's
too
like
long.
Snoke 2.
or some shit.
Professor Utonium.
Yeah, stirred it too long and.
Okay. Well, we've got three interesting pitches for franchises.
I thought he was gonna say we got 3 pitches.
I hated this one, man. Like I couldn't come up with anything.
And I thought this one was like such an easy
No,
phone in.
I mean, I hate it.
You know?
I hated it because it like made me think.
Oh no!
Yeah,
not
I didn't
thinking.
hate it because.
Yeah. Okay, so
I hated it because it made me breathe, Daniel. Asshole.
So I'm gonna be completely honest. All three movies really missed the mark with me.
Ouch.
Damn.
Ouch.
There wasn't one that like really blew me away.
Wow.
Yeah, like
Damn.
they all had their pros and their cons.
All right, let's hear it. Tear us apart so I have something to cry about on the 30-minute drive.
Can I throw out my fake one real quick?
Sure.
Okay, so it's the Return of the Arrowverse, right?
All right.
No, okay, never mind. I can tell I missed the mark again.
No, go for it.
All right, so at the end of the Arrow, right? He's dead. So
Spoilers.
I thought you seen it.
Go ahead.
Oh, I had to ask because I didn't know this. So there's a man. Star City is like really like the fucking utopia now. I mean, there's crime, but there's not like supervillain crime anymore. And Star City is living that way for like 5 years, and then slowly there's emerging evil or whatever. So because they know Green Arrow's gone. So one night, our detective Slam Bradley, real life character. You know? Do you know?
I don't know him, but the name.
Oh, he's a real life character, Slam Bradley. He kind of got discontinued because most of his stories revolved around really racist portrayals of people. So that's why his character got...
So that's why Adam picked him.
Right.
So anyway, he got kicked out of Gotham, not because he was a bad detective, because he was too fucking good. Gordon was like, hey, back off of the whole vigilante thing. And he's like, no, I'm going to find out who the fuck Batman is. Because he's good at it. And Gordon's like, hey, you're going over to Star City. So he goes over to Star City. And then there's a dead body found with a green arrow in it. So he's like, fucking Arrow's dead. But just like the whole Christopher Nolan symbol, what's stronger than this? I think it was the Batman. Was it what's stronger than an idea? Is the idea the symbol, the man?
A symbol.
Yeah.
An idea the symbol is incorruptible.
Right. So like these rising crime lords, like, oh fuck, the dude's back. He didn't die. So like shit starts going sideways, and then we just like hey, did you watch the Jimmy Neutron Batman cartoon show?
No.
You know what I'm talking about? Beware the Batman.
No.
It was in the vein of Jimmy Neutron, and they didn't use Joker. They didn't use anybody. They used like Professor Pig. They used Anarchy. They used Katana. That's what we're gonna do. So there's like I looked up like oddball characters. There's like the Archer from Mars, and there's
So we're getting 50s. We're getting characters from the 50s that haven't been seen since the 50s, so we don't have to mess with any of the current stuff.
right. And there's a villain named Slingshot. So anyway, so Slam Bradley's going around and he's trying to figure all this shit out, and
And Slingshot is a perfect thing because they're both weapons that propel something with a string.
Yeah.
So it could be the antithesis.
Thank you, Cody, for that that explanation as to a slingshot.
So anyway, the story ends. It kind of like The Watchmen. He finds out that the dead body goes missing. So Slam not only has to try to figure out who the fucking killed the dead body, he's got to figure out where the fuck the dead body went. At the end of the movie, it turns out there's a character called the Resurrection Man. He faked his own death because he saw the rising tide of supervillainy. He faked his own death with the Green Arrow. Slam figured it out because he's a fucking badass detective, slightly racist, and the moral quandary at the end of the I consider this more of like a Netflix special. Like, do I tell people, like, do I expose what actually happened, or do I let people believe the fucking Arrow's back and let the tide of the supervillain? I mean, there's always going to be crime in a city. It's just, but because people believe Arrow was still out there wasn't supervillainy. So he's like, "Fuck, what do I do?" And
Okay.
You know, one thing I'd like to see in a superhero movie?
What's that?
I want to see one
Boobies?
of the villains turn into a realtor.
A realtor?
Yes. It is a guy who owns a couple properties that he can't sell because crime is so bad. But Batman comes in and is cleaning up the neighborhood so well that there's rising... It's better to live there, so his property values just keep rising. So he's like, I don't have to be a villain anymore. I can just
Yeah, he's like, so I have to tell you, someone died here. I killed them. It's in the past. So I have to let you know.
Yeah, but it just the guy was going to turn the villainy, but because the neighborhood keeps getting better, his property value just keeps rising because there's no crime.
That's a really fun idea. I like that. Okay.
All right, rip us to pieces, Daniel.
Well, I'm not
No, let's
intending
hear
to
it.
Wait.
not intending to rip on anyone's.
Did that one hit closer to the mark?
Yeah, I like that one. I like that one better.
No pun intended.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm not intending to rip anyone apart. So like Cody's, I liked.
So I was the first one, so I definitely didn't win.
Like Home Alone. I like the Home Alone franchise. I like the idea of like the McAllister boy fighting mythical creature.
You can't take me
There's-
haggis.
But there's no way that I can approach it that doesn't feel like a direct-to-DVD, low-budget sequel to it.
In the vein of Home Alone, after the second one, every single one of them went straight to DVD. I hit it right on the mark.
Isn't there only the one?
No, there is 1, 2, 3, and 4.
I think
And
there's
then
even
there's,
a fifth
then there's
one.
5
There's
that went straight
three
to...
of them after Macaulay Culkin hung up the murder?
Yes.
Okay.
The kid from
And just
They-
that's the reason the dad's
my
not
head
in the
weighs 8
picture
pounds.
except for the final
Didn't he
scene because
become-
they couldn't pay him enough for a non movie theater one. I thought all this through.
I mean, that's fair. It's just I feel like I would be hard pressed to put that movie on.
Yeah.
So thank you, but I will pass on that one.
All right, fine.
And then
fuck, I'm fucked.
Hold on, I'm just tightening my sphincter for
Wait,
this.
which one are you going with? The
This-
Star Wars
well, I'm not going to tell you because I want
He's
to
gonna-
critique both of them.
He's gonna
Because-
destroy us first. As
I'm
I,
not
Yeah, but-
destroying anyone.
it's okay.
Jesus.
Nah,
You know,
he's
you know
always the
how
meanest
everyone else is just like, "Hey, you one, congratulations." Daniel's like, "Let me just rip your heart
Yeah,
from your
it-
body."
Here, let me take my notes. Okay.
And you know what? You smell too.
I can say one of you guys does have a distinct funk that I've been smelling all day.
I showered.
That's got a rim job.
An outer rim job. That might be it because it definitely smells like that.
Oh, I did a rim job.
Oh.
I haven't brushed my teeth yet.
That would explain a lot. Okay, so Tyler, you're like Back to the Future. I like the idea of like taking like this obviously like sci-fi comedy that's got some drama in it and turn it into like Beautiful Mind, Oppenheimer style of seriousness. I just wonder about like how well that's going to hold up over the course of a movie about time travel with no time travel in it. But I can kind of see like the pieces coming together.
Beautiful mind style.
Yeah.
Coming together.
And then Adam's got
What about my fake one?
that one seems solid. You'd have to
Let's go with that one.
He's basically like, you should have went with that one.
Let's go with that one.
And then Adam, you got the Star Wars. Like I kind of expected you guys to pick bigger franchises like Star Wars or something, but like
Oh, I'm not gonna try and mess up any rabid fandom like Star Wars or
Nah,
shit like
fuck
that.
them, I'll
Like,
go
I'm
after
not that dumb.
But like in the first 10 minutes, you took out 90% of the stuff I like about Star Wars,
Wait, which was what?
like the Force and the powers and stuff. And
No,
then
there's still the Force. Ray still has the Force.
okay,
But she's the only character.
Yeah.
yeah. And it turns back into like world exploration and like world building for Star Wars, and doesn't like kind of bounces around the plot for a minute.
I had no joke then.
Yeah. The best thing that came from that movie definitely was the outer rim job jokes, though. Those.
There's a little kid in this movie. You can't be having rim jobs.
I know you're an animated horror movie. Like we. Anyway, so
What about my Arrow one?
the Arrow one was good.
Yeah, but you did present that
yeah, but-
first.
Yeah, you should have gone with that one first.
I do like the idea of like the sacrifice of the Force child and then being like, no, fuck the prophecies, because in the original series that, like, in the prequel trilogy, they're talking about, oh, we need to be balanced with the Force. And Anakin will do that. And they don't realize that, like, the light side has such a dominating control at the time of that. Like, yeah, he's going to bring balance to the Force because the dark side is unbalanced and weak at the moment. So when he balanced the Force by murdering all the light side Jedi, what the fuck did you expect? You were in control. And so I like the idea of them being like, yeah, fuck prophecies, fuck, like, all of this stuff, and let's make a new thing. I think that if I were going to put one of the 3 movies in to watch and really enjoy, I'm really torn.
Who has the less shitty movie?
None of them were bad. Like, I think they were all fine. Just like I said, like for me as the audience, they kind of missed what I look for.
Which one would I watch, and which one would I read the plot summary on Wikipedia while taking a shit?
Oh, this is a nice movie about panties I kind of like.
There's got to be a lot of asterisks to explain why it's not creepy.
Hey, look, he probably said asterisks, right?
Yeah. You know, that's not an infrared outer rim job. An asterisk.
God.
All right, sorry. So I'm going to go with Tyler.
Yay!
I'm going to go with Back to the Future. I think that one just edges out Star Wars. 'Cause I'm going back and thinking, like, the only reason I would watch the Star Wars one is because it says Star Wars on it. Yeah.
I have the semi least shitty movie. Yay! So
Yay.
fuck you. Fuck you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. I still won.
Oh.
So. All right. So for my previously on, I want a King Arthur movie.
It has to be about King Arthur?
It has to be about King Arthur. He has to. You can make him kind of like a background character,
Then it's not about King Arthur.
like an Arthurian. Like
So it has to take. Okay, so rules has to take place in King Arthur's era, or have a King Arthur figure in the movie.
I want King Arthur. I want Camelot. I want Excalibur. I don't care if you set it in modern times. I don't care if you set it in caveman times. But that's what I want. A King Arthur character. I want Camelot, and I want Excalibur. Those are your
Arthur, Camelot, Excalibur.
yes.
Okay, gotcha.
If you want to do, hey, this is my buddy Arthur. He lives in Camelot and he has Excalibur, and then you tell like a Green Knight story. You're not allowed to tell the Green Knight story.
What about this? What if Arthur's going on a blind date and they're at a bar and he's like, oh, shit, get down, here goes my ex. Hey, Caliber. Finally, I fucking hit one. Damn,
That was just fucking good.
rough crowd.
That one was good.
And then he needs transportation, so then he like travels over to the place that's selling like used ride animals, and so then he's like, okay, I need a camel, so can you show me the camel lot?
Yeah. So that worked? Will all that work? Oh, I forgot to mention they're sitting at a round table at the restaurant.
All right.
All right, you want a King Arthur Camelot movie?
I want a King Arthur movie.
Okay.
All right. So make sure you turn in next previously on for our pitches on a King Arthur movie. All right. Does anyone have anything else they want to say before we close the shindig out?
It can't be as bad as the Jude Law, Charlie. I don't know the guy's last name movie.
Hunnam?
Yeah, that movie was bad.
Who was Jude Law?
He was
Guinevere? No.
Yes, he was going over here.
No, I meant
No.
Guy Gisborne.
Guy Fieri?
Guy Fieri.
Guy Gisborne?
what?
They were Morgan Le Fay.
Is there a Guy Gisborne?
No. He was.
Sure they weren't Lady of the Lake?
I believe his name was Vortigern. He was like Arthur's uncle.
Wait a minute. Why do I know that name, Guy Gisborne?
I don't fucking know.
All right, I got mine.
All right, let's hear it, Cody.
We'll hear it next time.
That's right. Because you have been listening to previously on a Dead Air.
Wait a minute. Guy Gisborne. Oh, Robin Hood. That's where he's from.
Okay. Which button is it? I'm supposed to press here?
Number one.
Number one?
Whenever you're ready, sir.
Okay. All right, so you've been listening to previously on a Damage Control podcasting production. Make sure you check out new episodes every Monday on YouTube, Apple SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts,
Apple bottom jeans.
Pods with the Fur. All right, so new episodes every Monday on YouTube, SoundCloud, and Apple Podcasts. Make sure you check out our social medias, Facebook, Instagram, and the X. And please like, comment, and subscribe. Adam, push the button.